Here he goes.
Ooh,
Pupo,
right.
looking right. Floats through that section. Eases through a carve there. Wave steepens up. It's going to hit deep water, but he slashes that section. One more stab into the lip. And a controlled float in the whitewater. Fist pump and applause on the beach. This event was really all about qualification, and qualification for both our men and our women. Remember, we take our top 10 men to move on to the championship tour. Let's look at the graduates from the Challenger Series that will be on the 2024 championship tour right here. Our top 10 men and the graduates, if you would. Sammy Pupo jumps into the number 2 spot in the rankings. Cole Houshmand took off the Challenger Series. But look at that, Marcos. Deivid Silva, DVD, he slid back in there. We'll see him on the championship tour.
With the blast from the skies, what a season going to be the next one, man. Going to be electric.
Jacob Wilcox, Crosby Colapinto, Eli Hanneman, Kade Matson, all rookies for the men's championship tour. Talking about women on the Challenger Series. On the Challenger Series, we only take the top 5 women to qualify for the championship tour. Maida, here are our top 5 women. Isabella Nichols making that cut for the women.
Yeah, she was the whole day today, like watching and seeing what's gonna happen, and for her happiness, she's there. So next year is going to be interesting to watch her too.
Rookies for next year: Sawyer Lindblad, Alyssa Spencer. They're going to be the rookies on the Women's Championship Tour. Let's take a look at all of our qualifiers here. Listed up again: 5 women, 10 men. Who are you looking forward to 2024 out of the men and their performance in those first 5 events before the cut?
I want to see the comebacks for Freddie. I want to see how Cole can handle the pressure. I want to see Eli rising to the occasion. I want to see how hard, he's going to play the cards. Samuel Pupo with a lot of self-esteem arriving in pipeline. So there's a lot of things to unfold there.
Yeah, so there's a lot to look forward to. We got the rookies in the way of Cole Houshmand, Crosby Colapinto, Kade Matson, Eli Hanneman, and Jacob Wilcox. On the women's side, we got rookies in the way of Sawyer Lindblad and Alyssa Spencer. I actually look forward to how all of the rookies will perform in that first half of the championship tour year. This happened right here. This went excellent.
Yeah, Alyssa Spencer just on her backhand, just showing how it's done. Very well coordinated ride. Only 3 maneuvers, but super well connected. The timing was exquisite. I saw her warming up on the beach, and tell you what, she was ready to surf this final turn here, Kaipo. Look how vertical she gets. Perfect timing.
Skip of the fins on the ending. Jake Marshall looking sharp on the sharp eye. Floats through that section. Nice connection there from Marshall. And greases the landing. Sticks that. So we're going to see some numbers come through. And a trading of positions here in the final 4 minutes.
Oh, and then Sally Fitzgibbons behind her. This in replay. So Sal did pick off a wave and she got slotted. So whatever she missed on that first set, she's made up for here. Incredibly deep tube. Couple of big turns.
But unfortunately bowed out at 16th on the Challenger Series last year. Here goes Kade.
Yeah, already a fantastic start. Nice flow happening here. Moving with speed, but doesn't look like he's rushing it. Hammering this pocket a number of times. And, it's the combination of celebrating good surfing, but I think celebrating the fact that you've converted when you know there's limited opportunities out there at the moment.
That wave that ran off, but Kade made the most of it. This wave was an absolute beauty. Just staying so tight in the pocket here, just waiting for this wave and the sections to show up and going to absolute town here in the alley rights.
This was such a great wave. It stood up all the way through. Such a great pace on this wave for Kade, and the way he surfed it as well. Just didn't try and force anything down the line. Connects with that lip beautifully. Recomposes. Nice and low off the bottom. Really carves that turn there. Puts a little extra rail into that final part of the turn. Clicks onto this one. Drifts the fins all the way through to this inside section and gets a little bit more vertical again. Just
to see how her fellow goofy footer in the mix goes. Another goofy footer coming up later in the round is Erin Brooks versus India Robinson. I cannot wait to see that unfold. Sally Fitz up and riding now. Nice carve to start things off.
Really smooth and into the pocket again, ripping through that turn. Will want to get a hit on the end section here. She has to show some variation. It's been a lot of the same thing here.
But this is Sally here, and I feel like she turned this wave into a gem. Doing these carves in the pocket, slicing and pushing that tail out, showing something different. And again, but yeah, same type of turn she's done here. It's just working that one through.
She put a lot into it. There was the mix-up as you drew that first carve back to the bowl, and then on this one, pushed on the rail a little differently. Kind of found that release in the tail.
Yeah, she's so good at that. So good at just waiting in that pocket and just waiting for it to...
And it was Sal under priority getting this one during the break, Laura.
Yeah, had a nice look to it this wave. A nice big slash there, throwing the tail. And then finishing off here, just floating over.
Here she goes. Nichols. Good looking right here. Nice slash to open. One more time. Make it 3 for Isabella Nichols, and this wave continues to give her all the way to a closeout maneuver. 5 turns to the score. She probably is going to ditch that 4.33. Luke, what do you think?
Yeah, really solid surfing. I love the speed.
Inside, I think what's happened is she's reset from that last ride, knowing she got caught behind, and she set the high line quick, which put her all the way out on the face for these turns. And I think that's where she's lost the criticalness. Obviously, I think Teresa's going to be combo.
Here goes Isabella. Doesn't want to play defense. Wants to go all offense at the end of this heat. And she's got a nice looking double up in front of her right now.
Well, there's only a 2-turn combo, but Jess, what do you think?
Well, she does that little high line hop again, and yeah, real critical, gets a little fin release. This thing doubles up as well. I think if I'm going to be hypercritical, this end turn right here, it's really strong.
A challenge, but on a big day where there's a lot of energy in the lineup, can be really hard to set that rail. As we get to live action once again on the outside. Nichols up with a good section standing up here. And there is a better belt. And that is going to be a decent score now with just under 23 minutes to go.
Absolutely. Well, she has picked the gems in this heat so far, and I think she adjusted after that last 5.17 to think, yep, okay, I'm going to have to attack that end section, and she did just that on that way.
Here we go, Cole Houshmand making a move. Can he dump the 5.5 here and really put the pressure on Jacob Wilcox?
Wow.
Big flare on the tail, drives up into the bowl, really fast in transition, and as a result, he's able to get back out in front of that wave, and that's going to be a big score. 2 big hits, and that is really probably going to push him up into the excellent range once again here.
Bottle Thompson was saying why, because eventually this wave was going to turn up, and Cole Houshmand has just absolutely taken advantage of it at first turn, just showing us something new, a bit of slide, a bit of progression in a solid double overhead wave. Watch this turn here, just leans into it, gets some tail release. Perfect control as he comes out, sets up this final section, tags it, and
Cole Houshmand with a victory here. You know, you just see him putting together a couple of more contests as he flicks the tail, and he's going to ride out of this big flare up, right Craigie style. He's loving it.
They'll have had a pretty good idea what's a good wave here at this spot.
Yeah, and they've had a variety of conditions on offer, and this is a good looking wave for Jacob Wilcox to turn, and he rides it out. Importantly, he rides out that end section, and over the last couple of days throughout the event, we've seen the weight of score that the judges are giving that end section.
That incredible season. 3 on the clock here. A bomb for Wilcox. What's he got for us? He'll pull in here, grabs the rail, and he's traveling. Wilcox comes out. What's he got here? Big section, smashes it. Jacob Wilcox needed an 8.41. What a wave.
Come on, that was amazing. You know, he went in, it is technically more difficult to ride a tube on your backhand. You're not facing the wave. Often you have to grab your rail. You have to use your outside arm to try and control it. It's a heavy takeoff. He grabs the rail. The board almost sketches out when he's inside there, wipes the water off his face, and goes into a mega turn to finish the wave off.
I love the thing. Look at the way the tail spins out here. And the control from him, able to grab that tail but not speed up. He just kept himself behind that section. and then cleans it up with this thing, just cracks it super hard.
Here goes Crosby. Good looking wave. Big snap off the top. Long bottom turn. Fierce second snap. Smashes the oncoming section. Crosby Colapinto is going to take the lead. What about this guy?
Oh, we like this one. This is good rhythm starter right here. Connects with the spray. And then, boof, big spray finish right there. I think that might be better than a 7.5.
I agree.
6:40 to go. Crosby trying to find some space. Peak's looking interesting, but he's not interested. Eli is free to roam here. Stalls to start. Big wind up. Full rotation. Nails it.
Oh, kiddo. He's having a ball, right?
Now he's interested in the end of this wave after already a celebration, and he shuts it down. What a day for Eli Hanneman.
Look at his dad. Stone cold, too. He's like,
oh, yeah.
It's not over yet.
But obviously a longtime surfer loving his boy's performance right now, Pete.
Yep, and look at, stomps it, no worries. A little cleaner than the last one. Probably not as dynamic as a section. He's asking for 10s now. Well, you ain't going to get that.
No,
but
no,
better than 6.83. Hey,
and
nothing wrong with asking.
But how about the performance, the showman in him? He stopped in that wave to...
As we see, again, Cole Houshmand, I think it's his definitely his strength, his backhand. Look at this. Every time he puts the board on the lip, it's just tons of spray. He's a huge guy, and he just loves these kind of conditions. We all know that. Look at this. Look at the fins out the back. Wow, it just pushes that back foot. He started off with an 8-point. Chose the right one, as we see Sammy Pupo straight live.
Here we go. Blistering pace to these turns. He really opened up. A lot more physical commitment to those maneuvers. That's just because the waves offer him a bit more juice. And again, tags it hard, really nice. And once more, a really strong wave and potentially a crucial one.
The wave didn't allow him to do, but this guy, this is probably one of the best waves of this heat so far. Some really nice surfing, flashy and really fast, just pushing that back foot again. Another nice carving, just a little bit more expression on this surfing by Sammy. We're gonna see him just closing this one off with a nice fin drift off the top, and then he's going to hit it a little late, but pushing that back foot. And look at the passion. That's got to be really important for him. He knows how important it is.
Flick, there's different types of anger. This looked like good anger.
This is good anger, for sure. You could see there, though, I'm just going to be super critical, that, you know, he wanted to make those last two maneuvers, and I could see, obviously, look at the passion. He wants this score, right? He wants to get up into an advancing position.
Yeah, but that was cool to be able to adjust back and bring that back to this event when I need it.
Because you need different boards if you're on Challengers and on the CT. That's for sure.
And well, there's Jacob. He's been working with Darren Hanley for a long time. And I'll tell you what, these three waves are absolutely massive without priority. 4 amazing backhand turns. James made a mistake. So we just talk about experience and that rookie sort of elements, and you make mistakes. You make more mistakes when you're young, and that's how you learn from them. But Jacob Wilcox just seems absolutely belted it. There's only one Australian term you could use for that, and it was belted it. Jacko was incredible.
Just it's all. I mean, it's these boards. He's been working with Darren for a long time, and just his timing. Like, that was a smaller wave. Those first, I was going to say 3. You got 4. And you can even see at the end here, like I said, Jacob's not a huge claimer, but you'll see just this bit of body language as he flicks out. He's just a touch more aggressive. There's the hands there. You can tell he's hyped on that. That's a low-key little thing for Chippo. I've been watching him for a long time that I know those things.
Yeah, the little signs that he's happy with himself.
I'll probably do a big fist bump and actually claim it, but he has these little low-key claims. But those 4 connections were ridiculous.
Yeah, this is exciting, and here we go. Action.
Silva, here he goes. Straight down to it from deeper. Check the high line with a ton of speed. It's so smooth on the face. And there's that incisive turn as he blows out the tail. And again, just hacking one. And comes out of the turn with so much speed. It's a pretty seamless transition into his next business. Again, just kicking that tail out. And surfing right on the limit between the edge and the release. and good enough to bring this all the way through for an inside section. He'll try and get a finish here, and he does that just by timing it, really, by delaying the bottom turn. And a little bonus section, and once again, right on the sand there, and he likes it. Strong opening.
Here we go. We'll have a look at the replay. This is Deivid Silva just streaking down the line on this one, really waiting for this first opening manoeuvre. Beautiful first turn on the backhand. Another carving manoeuvre there. I love his ability just to wait for these sections really to stand up. You can see this big wobble through the face of the wave there. That's that backwash because we're coming up to that high tide. So it's making this inside section really challenging to read. You can see he got hit with another little bit of backwash there. So bringing it through to the inside, getting a finish. So I love that. Just super strong surfing. And it's going to be good to see these two goofies sort of matched up against each other.
Yeah, absolutely. We talked about the power and the explosivity of Silva. Houshmand, there's none more powerful than him on this tour. And he has been solid throughout the season. Let's go.
Well, let's talk for this wave, Nolan. You're the man. You know him better than most. What's
Wow,
he do
yeah.
here?
This is just him doing his normal surfing at home. Like, this looks like Carter free for him. Laying in his rail. He switched his board for this one as well. He was riding an epoxy. So now he's back on the poly looking smooth. Wow, he's really looking good. He's confident first wave, and he just needs to finish this one up to get himself a good first wave. Wow. Love it when your best friend gets a good wave like that.
Oh, well, that's a 9.57.
Oh, my
the
God.
highest wave, individual wave of the whole event. And Chico, I said before that Jake is kind of going under the radar a little bit in terms of his surfing. He's getting the job done, but that's more than getting the job done. That's a statement wave right there.
Yeah, and I think that shift between the epoxy and the PU now makes all the difference. There's more push in the swell, and his surfing is looking beautiful on that board. Great transitions and no pumping around maneuvers, and he finished it off really well. So 9.57 for this one, and well-deserved score. But this turn was just seamless transitions, the carving there, really tight in the pocket, putting a lot of effort into that turn, and just connecting all the dots so easily and showing fins everywhere. So Nolan, what a great start for JK.
I don't think you could have asked for a better wave to start the heat.
Philippe Jarvis, talk us through this, please.
Again, look at the conditions. The first turn, smashing really strong on the lip. A second one, a bit of a setup turn to that one, because so much spray on the water every time he hits the lip. I've been saying this about Deivid since day one, and look at this, just top to bottom surfing, nothing, no extra movement, nothing in between, just top to bottom. Look at the power he pushes on those turns.
Incredible.
It's so hard.
Yeah, the only probably little flaw was that second turn. But I tell you what, the other four was so big and so linked. And he's just, got CT experience. He's down there 25th on the rankings at the moment. That's going to go up north after this event. But with surfing like this, you can see why he's always been at the surfing's top table. Jumped on tour and came off a few times over his years. But his talent is undeniable. And the Brazilians are loving that. And Silva absolutely on fire.
As we see here, Jake pulling the plug on that one on the priority.
Yeah, Jake Marshall. First turn, he's a nice little whip. That sharp eye is so quick, and there's another. He's got so much speed. His wave selection's been incredible and impeccable. Just got so much time to pick what turn he's going to do. So there's another top hook and another little off the coping. He's got another one and just a little flare up. So,
but this guy, look at these turns, and every time he comes from a bottom turn, he has such a look at the speed he carries in those bottom turns. He just compressed so hard, just presses really hard on that front foot just to make sure he has all the power to attack those leaps and attack those sections. And here, even though he was a little bit late on that one, he manages to push those fins out the back. But this first one is really, this combination of turns, the second one, it's a speed turn, but it's so powerful, so speedy. It looks so relaxed. That just shows how much confidence he has on his equipment and on his wave choice. Look at this. That's really well surfed. He's going to put a huge score.
she's going again though, live action. Oh, nice big first turn. Waits around, drives through the soup with ease. Puts the foot on the brakes and then goes again. Nice bit of spray. Now she's looking for a finish here. Cracks it, and this time she rides out strong.
Wow.
So Spencer
She learned a lesson. There's Matt Myers there. He likes it. The coach of the crew. And Cole Houshmand there. He likes it. And he's really pumped on that surfing from Spence. Flick, this is a big wave too.
Yeah, it was a big wave. That first turn was really well timed. This turn here, she kind of gets a little hung. And it's the only thing that sort of leaves a question mark in my brain. But the rest of this wave surfed really, really well. That finishing manoeuvre timed really well. It wasn't an easy section to hit, that last one, with all that foam in the face of the wave. But yeah, really well timed couple of turns here. And it's going to be I'm really interested to see where the judges go. Just got to take it back to Luana's sort of, well, it was like that carving manoeuvre straight into that crazy single turn we saw. But because this is 3 big belts on a bigger set wave.
Yeah. And I'll tell you who's interested in the score as well is Matty Myers, the coach, with Alyssa Spencer, who's down on the beach with Joanna Garnell.
And then Imai Kira was able to take to the air, dropped one of the highest single wave scores of the event, a 9-point ride right there.
Wow, that was very impressive. And the waves are getting so backwashy too, so that he made it look so smooth.
And you can see how much people love me, love my family, and I'm getting so much support. You know, some bad things happen, and right after, so many good things happen, you know, in the sequence. So it's just like, it was a perfect, you know, change of life, for sure.
I'm an expat myself, Mitch, and I can say that for sure.
The surfer from San Clemente will be using priority right here on this one. First wave of the set, and Lindblad is on it. Straight up and vertical into the lip line. One more section, and capitalizes well on the second one. Rides out cleanly, as Lindblad has already qualified. She doesn't necessarily need to make it out of this heat. Could potentially improve on her seeding, though, if she were to make it deeper into this event. She's looking for a 6.83 at this moment of the heat, Monaco.
A little setup snap on the top, and upside down, a banger in the end. You know, nice work of the heel and toe size of the rail there.
And look at the replay from the drone angle. Deep bottom turn right there, Marcos, perfectly executed at the end.
Nice reaction there, super quick.
Yeah, you mentioned reaction. The reaction time on this one seemed to be superb. She just looks in control of her board the entire time.
I love the first arc, and she placed it this turn with amazing timing. Check it out, how she twists the body. A lot of core movement there.
And Lindblad will be taken left, looking to improve on a 5, and this should help. On rail right now for the surfer from San Clemente, and she is just trying to be the dream crusher in this heat. So a couple of great opening turns on the forehand for the surfer from the U.S. She looks strong right now, Marco.
A dream, you know, catcher there. Nice speed on that first turn. Tons of buckets in the second one. With a lot of rhythm, with the timing, placing the turns in the right pockets of the wave. Nice
she looked
rhythm.
Great, yeah. Definitely in rhythm, as you were mentioning. And it seems like all 3 waves will be better than a 5.0 in this heat from the surfer in the blue jersey.
Yeah, that was almost like a tutorial how to surf on the rail.
Basically. How's the slow-mo right here, Marcos?
That's perfect, guys. Take notes, okay? This is a privilege to watch those surfers ripping here. She already clinched the world title spot for the next season, and she's trying to play the spoil role right now. This is an amazing clash.
Seems like we might have a few waves on offer here. Thompson with a paddle, but Colapinto might be interested, and Thompson has to give way. Using priority right now is Crosby. Deep bottom turn, square off the bottom, and somehow is able to fit in a second one. Don't know if he was fully able to ride out. It seemed like he was, and that was spectacular right there from the Californian. 25 minutes on the clock. Maeda, we were talking about his success on the QS and on the Challenger Series so far. He looks great to start things with 25 minutes on the clock.
Textbook perfection, Mitch, for sure. Check it out. Nice deep bottom turn, nice snap, throwing buckets, kind of anticipate the closeout, chunky closeout.
Oh, wow.
Amazing job for him. Flawless, man.
You mentioned commitment, Maeda. We saw it right there, but Marcos fitting in 2 for 1 in a real short area, as hard as it could possibly get right there.
Oh, yeah. Nice hook there. A lot of spray with the snap, like anticipation, the closeout before. Woo. That was amazing, man.
He was upside down on that last turn right there.
roller coaster.
Was able to take out the biggest win of his young career so far. And we came onto the scene as a social media sensation. Everybody thought he was going to be on the CT eventually, Kaipo.
Yeah, well, 20 years old, pretty young for the CT. Nice hook off the top, Eli. Look at this, grabs the rail, needs the finish, gets the finish. Eli Hanneman points to the beach. He's likely to turn the heat, Mitchell.
Oh my goodness. That was major right there on the second one. I mean, the first one was good, but the second one was a turn of consequence right there, Kaipo. I mean, takes off, times this first section beautifully, up and over, gets a little hung up coming out of it. It actually put him in a better spot for the second one, under the hook, and snaps it to a victory. And that was some impressive stuff, Kaipo.
Watch this. I love it in slow motion, Mitchell, just that first one. But like you said, sets him up right here for the major rager finish.
Yes, sir. And is it too early for a chee? Ooh, because he deserves it right there, Kaipo. The way he grabbed the rail on the bottom.
Here he goes.
Ooh,
Pupo, looking right. Floats to that section. Eases through a carve there. Wave steepens up. It's going to hit deep water, but he slashes that section. One more stab into the lip. And a controlled float in the white water. Fist pump and applause on the beach. That's what he needed. He's going to take the lead.
By a long shot. Opens up well, down the line snap right there. But there's one carve in here that is just one of the most beautiful turns I've seen at Saquarema. That one fully extends the body, a lot of torque into it, and straight up and vertical afterwards. He fully annihilated that wave right there. Precise attack, a lot of flow, and great amount of momentum moving down the line the entire time.
Let's follow him down the line on this aerial shot.
Well, that carve was cool, but this one was sick. I mean, look at the body extension right there. Fully brings it around all the way, and it set him up perfectly to be in the pocket for that lip line hit. So 17 minutes on the clock. I feel like this is going to be a huge score right now for Sam, and one of the few rights that we've seen out of that day. But look at that technique. Hands in place, body in position, over his board the entire time, and that fade with that carve set him up for that top turn right there. So no doubt going to extend his lead.